Hey, Emma, can you quit using my garage all the time? There are moments when I need it but can't because your car is there. Like today, when I came back from shopping and had to park at a metered spot because of your car. And it'd be nice if you paid for the parking fee too.
Huh? Aren't you being a bit rude to the Mom's Friend Center?
It doesn't matter if you're the center of the group or not. Don't you think that parking without permission isn't cool?
But Hannah, you're part of the Mom Friends too, right? I'm letting you be in our group, so it's no big deal if I park there once in a while.
So, if I leave the Mom Friends group, you'll stop parking here without permission?
Huh? Won't that make your kid lonely? Is it okay to make your own child sad?
Are you saying you'll make the other kids exclude my child from being their friend?
Yeah. It's like my child and I are the cool kids at school. If my child excludes yours, he'll be hated by the whole class and school, right?
Let's not involve the children in this, please.
Then just let me use your garage.
Please, enough. Earlier, when my mother-in-law came to visit, she couldn't park because your car was there.
But I left enough space for one car.
Her car is big, so she couldn't park when yours was there.
Well, she could have used metered parking, right?
That's what she did. If your car wasn't there, she wouldn't have had to pay extra fees. It's really not cool.
So where do you want me to park then? Do you want me to park in the street and risk getting a fine?
If you need to park, you can use the metered spots or ask for permission to use the nearby parking lot. Just using someone else's property without asking is a mistake, in my opinion.
Stop complaining. Whatever you say, I'll still use the garage.
Can you please just stop using it? It's causing us a lot of trouble.
Yeah, I'll use it again soon, the day after tomorrow. I have things to do, so keep it open for me.
Wait! Can you please cut it out? Emma, is the luxury car parked in my garage right now yours?
Yep, I got a new car. It's multi-purpose for both my husband and me. I've always wanted a Benz.
I didn't ask to hear about that.
What? Did you want to complain about the parking again?
Yes. We will be leaving soon, so we want you to take it out of here soon.
No can do. I'm out busy myself. Actually, I am already on the train and cannot return.
Train? Where are you so early in the morning?
Does it matter? We're enjoying a little sightseeing. It's possible I won't return today.
That'll be a problem. Here we're going to close the garage shutters soon and head out.
It's fine if you don't close the shutters. Actually, that would help ensure the safety of my luxury car.
You said this car was for you and your husband, right? Is it all right for the car to be parked like this?
It's fine. It's fine. My husband is out on a work trip until the day after tomorrow, so he won't find out. We went sightseeing together.
Won't find out? Is this something you feel guilty about?
Guilty? About what?
Are you cheating with your sightseeing partner?
Oh, come on. You're always jumping to conclusions, Hannah. Can't we have a civilized conversation without assuming the worst? Anyway, I need to leave my car in your garage for a bit. I trust you won't let anything happen to it. And hey, as a bonus, I'll let you stay in the Mother's Friends group and give you a little special treatment. You know, just to spice things up.
Emma, I really don't care about your special treatment or being the center of attention. That's not what makes me happy or fulfilled in life.
Oh, really? You don't think there's any higher honor than receiving special treatment from the most popular person in the group? You're quite the unique one, Hannah.
I couldn't care less about being in the spotlight or receiving special treatment from you, Emma. What matters more to me is honesty, respect, and genuine connections. And speaking of honesty, let's not forget that you often park your car in my garage without permission.
Oh, come on, Hannah. It's just for tonight. Keep it there until tomorrow morning, and then I'll come pick it up. You can handle it, right?
Wait a second. Tomorrow morning? That's longer than I expected. What if I need to use my garage? We didn't discuss this beforehand, Emma.
Hello. Sorry for contacting you late. I'll be coming over to get my car at 8 tonight. I'll also be using your garage tomorrow morning. If you refuse, you'll be excluded from the Mother's Friends group. So be quiet and listen to what I say.
Right now I am overseas. The garage shutters are closed.
Huh? Are you serious?
Yes. That's why I told you we wanted you to hurry and take your car.
Where did he go overseas?
We're in Hawaii?
Hawaii? When are you coming home? You'll be back tomorrow, right?
A whole week will not work. My husband will be back the day after tomorrow. That person wants to use it too.
Come back immediately.
Please don't ask for the impossible. We are in the middle of our trip. I definitely loathe to be told to stop my trip midway by you.
By me. Do you know what will happen if you oppose the center of the Mother's Friends group?
Even if you say such, what is impossible remains impossible. Don't destroy the shutters or anything like that.
If you don't want me to destroy them, then come home tonight. If you don't, I will destroy them.
Please just stop it! If you do something like that, I will call the police.
Anyway, why didn't I hear anything about you traveling overseas? Why didn't you tell me something so important?
I tried to tell you, but you one-sidedly ended the discussion, didn't you?
Are you trying to say it's my fault?
No matter how I look at it, I think it's your fault. Anyway, we won't be back for a week, so please wait for your car until then.
Hey, if you won't come back, I won't show mercy. It's your fault that my husband found out I was cheating. What are you going to do about this?
Cheating? Emma, you've been cheating on him? I only knew that you really did try to destroy my shutters, and others in the neighborhood reported you, so the police dragged you away.
After that, my husband came home from a business trip and pressed me as to where and whom I had gone with. And then he found out I had been using his money, and how I had been using his money on my boyfriend.
Could it be that you were using my garage to meet up with your boyfriend?
Yes. My house is far from the station. To meet him, I'd have to take the train, and your house is so close to the station. It was perfect.
So that's what that was about. Then you are with this guy you've been cheating with yesterday as well?
Is that so bad?
Emma, you're a married woman. I think cheating by itself is bad.
Thanks to you, my husband told me he wants a divorce and left the house.
But you were cheating because you don't have feelings for your husband, right? If you really cared about your family, I don't think you'd be cheating in the first place.
I was just having some fun at first. But then we started to meet outside of the bar. He showed me how serious he was about us. So I also got serious. So I was thinking I could just split up with my husband and remarry him.
The bar. Was this at a club?
Yeah. Is that so bad? He was a smooth talker at the club. He told me how he loved me from the bottom of his heart. It seemed like he was putting marriage into view.
So you're fine with leaving your husband and quickly marrying him? To me, I find it hard to believe that guy really loves you, Emma.
Huh? What do you understand about him? Can you not just say things like that?
I see. Then I won't say anything about it. I will be fine. So long as you pay compensation for the shutters that you destroyed.
Pay compensation? What do I have to give money to a slave like you?
Are you saying that I am a slave?
Yes. As the center of the group, all my mother friends are my slaves. So you are one of my slaves.
What terrible things to say. Because you say things like that. The other mother friends have come to hate you.
Hate me? They hate me, the center of our group? They should respect me.
The other mother friends have said they would cut all ties with you if you would leave the neighborhood.
Huh? I'm leaving the neighborhood?
After you divorce your husband, it's inevitable that you move, isn't it? I don't think that a housewife like you could afford to pay the lease to your high-rise.
Please don't decide on something like that. I haven't decided on the divorce.
But your husband said he is divorcing you?
How do you know about that?
I heard about it from your husband.
Huh? What do you mean?
The truth is, I have been in communication with your husband.
How do you know my husband's contact information? Don't tell me. Have you been cheating with my husband?
We are not like you, so it's nothing like that. The other mother friends texted me that your husband wanted to apologize for you, so we found a way to get in touch. Unlike with you, I could talk some sense to your husband. It is relieving to know that your child will be taken care of by someone like that.
Could you not talk like it's settled that we will divorce? I don't want to divorce him.
Even if you don't want to, if your husband says he wants to, you have to follow suit. Legally speaking, it's decided that you have no right to stop the divorce since you were cheating on him, Emma.
Is that true?
Yes. If you don't think that's right, why don't you look it up online?
It's true. It says if I'm careless, it could go to court. If I lose the case, I'll have to pay the judicial fees. And because the cause for divorce is adultery, if we split up, custody would go to my husband.
That's right. I would think your child doesn't want to be raised by a cheating mother. For the sake of your child, I think it's best for your husband to raise him. And if you'd raise him, he'd grow up to be like you.
What do you mean, be like me?
It seems like your son has been harassing other kids at school, right? According to what I've heard from my son, it sounds like he's doing it on your orders. Emma, you've been ordering him to pick on the kids of the mother friends you don't like, haven't you?
They're the ones at fault for defying me. It's what they deserve.
It seems like your husband did not know that you were doing this, so he was quite surprised about it.
Huh? You told this to my husband?
That's right. Have you heard nothing from your husband? He just said, I can't live with you anymore, and left.
Around now, he's probably at my in-laws' place?
Is your son with your husband?
Yes. He took our son with him. He said he'd come back after a little bit, so I thought maybe he didn't intend to divorce me.
I think he's probably going to meet with your parents and his parents, and that's why he left. Then after they have come to a conclusion, he'll return to you and continue the divorce talks.
I don't want to divorce him. Someday, I've been thinking, but it's too soon.
What do you mean?
He, right now, doesn't have stable work. He's in a band, and if they ever get major debut, he said he'd want to marry me. He said, if we'd marry now, I'm not confident I could make you happy. He's saying it's unreasonable to marry until his band's major debut.
Where has the money for him to pour into the band been coming from?
It doesn't matter where it's been coming from.
It's been coming from your husband, hasn't it? You're a housewife. And at lunch meetings, when we're together and when we go shopping, you get the mother friends to pay for you. It doesn't seem like you have a big surplus of money.
Ugh, seriously? Must you always pry into every little thing, Hannah? It's none of your business how I choose to spend my husband's money. He married me because he loves me, and part of his role as a husband is to let me use his money freely. It's called being supportive.
My mistake. I didn't realize your husband was an ATM, Emma. Treating your spouse like a walking bank account might explain why he seems to have lost affection for you.
Just shut up, Hannah. You have no idea what you're talking about. You think you understand me, but you don't. You have no right to be so critical of my choices.
Fine, Emma. If that's how you feel, I won't say another word. However, just so you know, I will be sending you a claim for compensation for the damages to my shutters. I'll calculate the amount and get in touch with you about it later.
There's no way I'm going to pay for that. It's out of the question for me right now. I have other priorities, you know.
Whether you say you can pay it or not, you will be held responsible for the damages caused. Ignoring your obligations won't make them disappear. Well, I'm currently on a trip, so I'll bid you farewell for now.
Oh, great. Just run away on your little trip. Typical. But don't think this is over, Hannah. We'll address this issue when you return. Goodbye for now, I guess. So many things are happening right now, my head can't keep up.
Hello, Emma. I was about to contact you to confirm it, so this is a great time. Have you had a good look at the bill I sent?
I saw it, but now is not the time for that.
What I've heard through the grapevine is that it seems your husband has divorced you. Are you going to be moving away now?
That's right. Beyond that, I was quite shocked.
Is it about him?
How do you know that?
Some way or another? He was quick to discard you, wasn't he?
Yes. I don't see any reason to go out with a poor old lady like you, so farewell, he said. Isn't that just awful? Even though I sunk around $35,000 into him?
He almost certainly just thought of you as a sugar mama. Like you treated your husband as an ATM, I can't help but think he treated you as an ATM as well.
This is just awful. Why must these things happen to me? My husband told me to return the money I took from him on my own accord. I was told I have to pay child support. I don't have the money.
Then I think you have no choice but to go to work. Of course, you also have to pay for the repairs I'm billing you for. As if I'll pay that! Why must I pay out money to a slave? You're calling me a slave, but since you're going to stop mothering your child, you won't be part of the mother friends anymore, right?
I won't be acting as a mother anymore, but I will still be the center of the group.
Why would that be?
Because that's what I've decided, obviously. That I am of a higher status and will not change.
That's not any reason at all.
Shut up, shut up. Anyway, I have the shock of being dumped by him, and now my heart is crushed by anxiety. Please don't say anything more to cause me pain.
But all of this is just reaping what you've sown, Emma. Isn't it because of your own selfish actions that those around you broke away from you? And that's what has made you all alone?
Could you not lecture me so imprudently? Who made you so high and mighty?
Sorry if that was rude of me. Well, then my communications henceforth will be through my lawyer. Since talking to you directly doesn't work.
Lawyer?
I have finished consulting with my lawyer so that we can properly collect the money. If you say you won't pay, I am prepared to go to court.
I don't want to go to court.
Then just pay the compensation. As for us, if you just pay up, that'll be enough. And then I'd block your number.
Wait, Hannah! Please, just wait up for a moment. I'm trying to explain how awful it would be for me to be all alone. Are you really saying that you want to stop being my friend? Can't we find a way to work through this?
Yes, Emma, that's exactly what I'm saying. To be blunt, I want to sever all ties with you. It's become clear to me that our friendship has become toxic, and I believe it's best for both of us to move on.
No, please. This is just so awful to hear. Up until now, we had gotten along well, or at least I thought so. Can't we find a way to save our friendship? I don't want to lose you, Hannah.
Emma, the truth is, throughout our friendship, you've often looked down on me and belittled me. It's not a healthy dynamic, and if you want to avoid being alone for the rest of your life, I strongly suggest you work on fixing that characteristic of yours. Cutting ties may be a necessary step for both of us to grow individually.
Please, Hannah, let's not make any hasty decisions. Can we take some time to calm down and have an honest conversation about our issues? I don't want to lose you as a friend. I'm willing to put in the effort to change and make things right between us.
After that whole incident, Emma decided it was best to leave the neighborhood. Rumor has it that she's now living in a rundown apartment, maybe to avoid any potential legal action. It's not the most glamorous move, but I guess it's her way of dealing with the consequences. Surprisingly, shortly after she left, Emma managed to scrape together the money that I had been seeking from her. I'm not entirely sure how she did it, but my guess is that she got a loan from somewhere. Desperate times call for desperate measures, right? Ever since then, it seems like Emma has been on a non-stop hustle, working tirelessly every day. I've spotted her a few times working shifts at the local convenience store. It's a tough gig, and I can't help but wonder if this whole experience has changed her in some way. She appears disheartened, worn out by the constant chase for payment and the weight of her mistakes. It's also worth noting that her child and husband now live with her in-laws. It seems like her husband has taken it upon himself to raise their son from scratch, without Emma's direct influence. It's a challenging situation for them all, I'm sure. Perhaps being separated from her family has made Emma realize the gravity of her wrongdoings and the impact they had on her loved ones. Life has a funny way of teaching us lessons, and it seems like Emma is learning hers the hard way. As she faces the consequences of her actions, I can't help but hope that she will find a way to make amends and grow from this experience.
Hey, Kathy, you got time to talk? I just checked the warehouse area of the company. I noticed that your car was parked there, but a whole bunch of other cars. What's this all about?
Oh, good morning, Laura. Sorry about that. I forgot to tell you about that. I will be borrowing that open space behind the warehouse for 10 days. Just so you know. We're friends from our kids' school, so I figured it was okay. You don't mind, do you? Just 30 cars for 10 days. It's not like you're using the space anyways.
Excuse me? I really don't know what you're talking about. I talked to the office manager who oversees the property. You told him I gave you permission? You got him to open the gate and just drove those cars in. Are you out of your mind? I never gave you permission to do that.
I was planning on getting your permission later on. Anyways, you're the president's wife. I don't see a problem. We are friends after all. Just let me use it for free. Just for 10 days. It's just an empty lot. It's not being used at all. So, what's the problem?
Just because our kids go to the same school doesn't mean you can just bring your cars here and park without permission. And this is a weekday? And you bring 30 cars in here? What's this about anyway?
Well, okay. You know my son. Well, his team won the basketball championship last week. Well, in order to celebrate this victory, we decided on a 10-day trip for all the kids and parents. Since it's almost winter break, it was perfect timing. We plan to take in various basketball games and do a little sightseeing. It will be a blast for sure. The kids deserve it.
What's that got to do with me?
We chartered several buses for the trip, which leaves from City Hall. But during the week, the place is really crowded. The parking area around that place on a work week is just awful and expensive. I have to find a spot for everyone. Like I said, this is a 10-day trip. And everyone has a lot of luggage. You know. The parking fee is highway robbery in my opinion. Then it hit me. I remembered that your company was nearby, and you guys had that open space by the warehouse.
I'm sorry? Are you really being serious? I can't understand your reasoning.
The place is walking distance from City Hall, and besides, you're not using the area anyway, so I figured. Our kids go to the same school, and we know each other fairly well. So I was sure you would help us out.
You're way out of line. You can't just leave 30 cars here without even asking me first. And for your information, that area is currently being used. The cargo trucks come in regularly. We need that area to park the trucks and store the cargo. Those trucks are going to be coming and going all week. It'll be full by the end of the day. I can't allow you to park there. It'll disrupt our business.
Hey, I got an idea. Why don't you just close up shop while we're gone? Problem solved. Your place isn't some big corporation. Closing for 10 days or so wouldn't make much difference. And what if it goes bankrupt? Nobody would care.
Huh?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I really should have said that. But it's true, isn't it?
Yeah, whatever. Just get those cars off our property right away. This cannot stand. It's business obstruction.
It's too late for that. We're already in the bus and on our way. I'm sorry, but we can't return now. Please just give it up. I mean, it's just for 10 days, for God's sake. We'll be out of your hair in 10 days.
Have you totally lost it? We're not in this business for fun. This is a legitimate business.
Come on, loosen up. It's just 10 days. We'll be back before you know it. Have a little patience. Oh yeah, that reminds me. Your husband's company has connections with the company my husband works at, right? If you even think about getting those cars towed, well, I'll have my husband terminate all accounts with your company.
Huh? Are you threatening me?
Take it however you like. Okay, so make sure those cars aren't moved. See you in 10 days. Hey, Laura. We're back. Wow, What a great trip.
Oh, hello, Kathy. I was counting the days for your return.
Thank you so much for taking care of the cars for such a long time. Really appreciate it. Are you at home now? Nobody seems to be at the office, and the gates are closed. Could you open the gates ASAP? I'll have everyone get the cars out, and we'll be out of your way. Can't be obstructing business any further.
If you want the cars released, you're going to have to pay $40,000.
Huh? $40,000? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the cost for leasing out the space next to our warehouse. Due to the disruption of our business, this unauthorized parking of 30 vehicles in our warehouse area, you are insured for such damages, I hope.
What? You're not serious. Do you expect me to pay? But you allowed us to use that space for free.
I never said I would let you use it free of charge. You and your friends just drove right in and parked. You never even asked for permission. I never once gave you permission. I will have you pay for the damages to our business.
It's just parking. So what's this $40,000? It would have been cheaper to park at City Hall. 10 or 20 bucks a day tops.
Okay, I'll give you a brief summary of what this amount entails. When the delivery trucks came in, we had no place to store the goods, so we had no choice but to use the employee parking area. The employees were forced to park their cars at a nearby parking facility. That cost was $40 a day times 25 cars times 10 days. That's $10,000 right there. In addition, we were forced to lease the space for all the cargo we couldn't fit in the warehouse area. We had to lease a storage area across town, only place we could find at the last minute. So the cost of that storage area, the moving cost and labor cost for moving the stuff. We also had to lease the trucks and the forklifts. But still, we weren't able to fit all of it into the storage area, so there's damages for that. Oh yeah, and the parking cost to our clients. Did I mention the security we had to hire to watch over the stuff in the storage area? The total adds up to $40,000. Because you went ahead and used that area without permission, it put our entire business schedule into turmoil. We ended up having to cover various costs that we would not have encountered if that area was open. That's what it's used for. I expect this amount to be paid ASAP, or the cars stay put.
Huh? How am I going to pay $40,000? I told the other mothers that you would allow us to use that space for free. I can't very well ask them to pay now.
Oh, really? You know what? I contacted the club your son belongs to. They tell me you charged each member $50 per car for permission to park on our property. Is that right?
Well, you know, I was just,
So that's $50 a head, $1,500. Nice. Does that mean you charged them $50 to park here? But then insisted that you park for free? Nice pocket change.
Huh? No, you got it all wrong. I would never sow such a thing. I was going to give all that to you once we got back from the trip.
Then why did you insist I let you use that area for free? I have that line conversation saved. I could send it to you if you'd like.
I was just joking around. Can you even take a joke? Do you really think I would con the other mothers for $1,500? It was all one big joke, that's all.
Oh, really? It was all one big joke, huh?
Of course. Come on, Laura. Do you really think I was serious?
Do you really think you'll be forgiven if you say it's all a joke?
Huh?
If you consider this all a big joke, you're more devious than I realized. With your stupid little joke, you caused this company $40,000 in damages, and I expect you to pay it in full. And that $40,000 is only an estimate and doesn't even come close to how much business we lost in the last 10 days.
It's actually more than $40,000?
Of course. Our business was disrupted for 10 full days. Do you know what that means? Our employees ended up doing overtime because of the schedule change. We spent hours locating a suitable storage site. If you put into consideration the overtime and labor costs, it would be more like $60,000. If we continue like this for any longer, we would have gone bankrupt. So, I'll ask you again. Did you seriously do this as a joke? You were planning on bankrupting our company as a joke. Is that what you're saying?
Well, no. I didn't mean it like that. That was never my intention.
If you, Kathy, have no intention of paying, I will draw up an invoice to your husband's company. Is that okay with you? You did say if I didn't allow you to use the space, you would get your husband to terminate our account. Do you remember that? Because you said that, I have no choice but to conclude that your husband's company is a party to all of this.
No, please. I didn't mean that. My husband's company had nothing to do with this. Please leave him out of it.
But you threatened me. You said you would get your husband to terminate our account with them. And now you say he has nothing to do with this? Now, I could laugh at that joke.
Really, it's no joke. This is not a joke. I'm sorry. Please, calm down. I'll pay. Okay, I'll pay. I will do something about it. I'll pay. So, could you please open the gates and get the cars out? The other mothers and their kids want to get home, so please.
I'm sorry, I can't do that. Like I said, if you want the cars released, you must first pay up. I don't trust you, to be honest. You may just up and run.
How could you do that? It's like you don't trust me at all. Besides, our kids go to the same school. I consider you a friend.
Do you really think I trust you after what you pulled? I feel sorry for the other mothers, but I can't open those gates until you pay for damages.
Please, you can't do this. What am I going to do? What do I tell the other mothers? Everyone has a load of luggage. What do I tell them? Please, open the gates. Please.
When I was frantically asking you to stop, you completely ignored me. Don't you think you're being a little selfish? You almost ruined our company.
I'm sorry. I was in the wrong. Please forgive me. I promise I will pay for the damages. Just let me get the cars out.
I'm sorry, no can do. Call a cab for the others, they'll be okay. I have an early morning tomorrow, so I better get going. Goodbye.
Please wait. Don't leave me hanging. Please.
Sorry. Good night. The next morning, Kathy and her husband arrived at our office. They both profusely apologized for the harm they caused and for using the space without permission. The mothers were furious at Kathy for lying to them and was forced to pay the taxi fees for everyone. As for the $40,000 that I was demanding, the amount was way over what she could pay on the spot, so Kathy apparently confessed everything to her husband and asked him to pay the damages. Her husband made her promise she would never do something like this again and agreed to pay the damages and, in addition, compensation on her behalf. I brought along our company lawyer who drew up all the necessary papers. With the legal papers in hand, they were allowed to finally remove the cars from our property and back to their owners. As of Kathy, we didn't want to traumatize her kid with this unfortunate incident. So, all involved decided to keep the whole affair confidential. We agreed to explain to the other mothers that it was all a misunderstanding, that I had mistaken the day when the cars would be parked. After a while, our business finally got back on track. What a relief. For a while there, I thought we would go bankrupt. As appreciation for all the hard work my employees put in during this time of crisis, I included a hefty year-end bonus to all employees. Oh, and I increased the security around our warehouse and adjoining spaces so such incidents never occur again.